Hi, I'm just walking away from my apartment, which is on the left-hand side there, down Downey Street, which butts the apartment building I live in. And now we're into Flinders Street, and there's a tour bus parked just around the corner from me. There's usually a neighbours tour bus for that famous soap opera that was filmed in Melbourne for many years. Don't quite know what the attraction of the tour is, but there are a lot of English visitors that tend to love going on it. I've seen them pack out the minibus on a number of occasions. It's a fantastic weekday in Melbourne, around 30 degrees tops and very sunny, as you can see. Just heading now towards the Yarra River via the convention centre that's also just around the corner from where I live. It's quite compact, my location. And now we're heading down towards the Yarra proper. And this is a walk I've never taken before, believe it or not, even though it's so close. I'm usually go the other side of the Yarra towards where the supermarket is. And up here, the red building is the Wharf Pub.
Okay, here I am walking towards Docklands from my apartment, which I don't ever do. Even though it's on the doorstep of where I live, I never go over to the Docklands area. Bit of a no-go zone for me. I hope I'm not getting too much flare from this camera. It does have its limitations for this sort of work. I can only shoot about 10 minutes at a time before the battery runs out, which is a pain, and also has a bit of a flaring of the lens, which is quite annoying. Might need to get a GoPro or something, but we'll see how we go. It's totally virgin territory for me. Just a few office workers around, being lunch hour. Beautiful sunny day, about 30 degrees in Melbourne. Won't be here too much longer though. I have a plan to actually relocate to Cairns, so I've got a lot on my mind at the moment. I'm thinking of actually making a huge lifestyle decision and pulling up stumps from Melbourne, where I was born and bred, and moving to Cairns for at least 6 months. Might make it a permanent situation, just depends how it all turns out. So I won't miss Melbourne during winter. It's pretty ordinary at that time of year. Very nice at the moment, but it doesn't last. So I think it's a good move overall. But there's a lot to think about when you're relocating. I just got the agent around a couple of days ago, the real estate agent, give me an appraisal on how much he thought my place could be leased out at. That was fine, how much he quoted, but the costs seem a bit high. I would have preferred to have dealt with an agent I've dealt with before. It's good to have trust with the people you're dealing with, but unfortunately she's now a house mum with a new kid, so that option ain't there. So it's a pity, but it's good to get out of your comfort zone, and I'm looking forward to the travelling up north. And winter in Cairns is a lot more desirable than winter down here. I hope I'm walking in the right direction. I've really got no idea how to actually get across to Docklands. Never tried this before, just going on the Google Maps as a guide, rough guide. I think I'm going in the right direction, so fingers crossed. And as I say, it's an area that's been maligned a bit in the past.
Docklands has been less than a roaring success for people who have bought apartments in this particular area. A number of apartments have actually gone down in price, so the residents aren't exactly happy. You can see a couple of disgruntled residents here venting their frustration in the park.
Heading towards Docklands from another direction. This is from Spencer Street, and that is Southern Cross Railway Station just there. And right ahead of us you've got the stadium, which now has a building in front of it, which was built from that building just recently. So I'm just heading towards Docklands that I showed you previously from a different angle. So see what you make of this. Never been impressed with this particular part of the development. I think some of the organic developments work better than ones that are actually manufactured by planners, but you be the judge. The first thing that gets me about this area is very windswept.
And on cue, the wind picked up and the audio of me speaking was totally destroyed. So I'm just doing this as a voiceover now. I'm not a big fan of this part of Docklands. It's very much a concrete jungle, as you can see. The Dockland Stadium is over to the right, and the apartments are directly ahead as we're looking right now. There's a lot more buildings in the pipeline. About a $1.9 billion huge development's going to take place, which is going to make it even more of a concrete jungle. Not my cup of tea. I prefer a bit more foliage. Cairns is quaint in comparison to Docklands in Melbourne. Cairns is 150,000 people. Everything's accessible, much more laid back and friendly. And the cost of accommodation up there is at least $100 a week lower for equivalent standards. So it ticks all the boxes for me, and I've checked it out for about 10 weeks, and I'm very happy and looking forward to getting back there.
Yeah, that restaurant to the right is all new. Coming up to the older section ahead of us that's been around for some time, and it's still pretty windswept, and apparently a lot of these towers are populated by hookers or retirees. There might even be some retired hookers living there, who knows, but
and again, the wind drowned out my audio, which isn't a bad thing given the quality of my humour in this particular section of the video. You'll be happy to know that that's almost the end of it. To get to Cairns is actually quite cheap. It should only cost me a little over $100 each way, which is quite phenomenal. 3 hours, 20 minutes in the air. I think we live in the golden age of travel. It's incredibly how cheap it is to get from point A to point B. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll give you an update a little later.
stick it. As far as I'm concerned, not my cup of tea, but anyway, each to their own.